up, everybody? Back again. The last one, if you remember, my welder kind of pooped out on me there. So I went to, actually went to Rural King, then went to Tractor Supply and finally found it in stock. I got the same welder. I just bought a new one of the same model. This is the Hobart Handler 140, and I mean, I have no complaints. Yeah, it pooped out on me or whatever, but I put that freaking welder through its paces. I mean, I had that thing, I've had it for 3 going on 4 years and have welded countless hours. You get those big 30-pound spools. I probably went through 4 or 5 of those things just on the solid wire. But before that, I didn't have a gas setup for a couple years, and I did all kinds of flux cooler, several different tractor implements and different things that I welded up, not to mention parts on trucks and rat rods and cars and hell, you name it. But it's a good little welder. It runs off just house current, 115. Right now my garage isn't wired up for 230, or I would have went out and bought a big 230 amp or 230 volt, my bad, like a Lincoln Pro MIG 156. I've been looking at those, but that's a little bit long, down the road. For now, this puppy right here is going to do me good, and it'll allow me to finish out this little Smoky build. So, and then a hell of a lot more down the road. So today, I'm going to pick up where I left off, continue welding the boxing plates out, and after I get those welded, ground down, looking pretty, I'll bolt everything back up on the Crown Vic front end and locate where the radius arm bushings, where those are going to mount up to the frame, and fabricate the mounts for both of those, weld those suckers out. I also, before that I forgot that right at the end last time I cut out just the rectangle plates to put along where the shock towers were. You remember me telling you that it was really corroded. It's where a lot of the dirt and water and buildup got down in behind it over the years and just kind of started thinning and corroding the metal. So those plates, I'll weld those on the outside of the frame, and then I'll put the Crown Vic front end back in it, do my radius arm bushing mounts, and at that point the only thing left to do up front, aside from a little bit of rust repair, and I'm going to fill some of the holes in on the frame, is sway bar bushings and find the mount for those. But I'm going to make those bolt in, so there won't really be any welding or anything associated with those. Hope not. We'll see. So with that, let's get to it. Got to give a shout out to my man Luke for the badass koozie. Never was a believer in Yeti, but my God, these things will keep a Bud Light cold for fucking hours. Cheers. Alright, so that's a shit ton of welding, but boxing plates on the, well, Those are your boxing plates. Those are all welded in top and bottom. These are the reinforcement plates for where the shock towers were, all welded out. And I had a little bit of rust repair right there. There was a little thin spot. Welded that up. Now we should be good to put the Crown Vic front end back in it. And I can locate my radius arm bushings, get those welded up, and then I'll do sway bar mounts up front. Camera's about to die, so I'm going to take me a little break, and I'll be right back out. Well, my bench is messy as heck, so I'm going to take a quick second and clean it off. But I think I told you in a video or two back about my plan to flip these bushing mounts basically inverse. So passenger side is going to go on the driver's side is on the passenger side. So when you flip these puppies upside down, the bolt holes here that you see will all match up to the ones that are down there now on the new bushings. That way, what I can do, I may actually shave this lip off, I don't know. But these have a weld right here. So just grind the weld off, clean them up, and I'll go ahead and bolt them to the existing ones on the frame now, and that will give me my mounting location. I'll have to clean it all up, but then I'll just tack weld it onto the frame, and there'll be some little filler pieces that I'll have to put in, because the way this thing sits, it's like this, and then the frame kind of comes in like this. So there's a little portion back here that I'm going to have to fill in and weld to the frame, and then I'll probably put a couple gussets there, because there's going to be quite a bit of force on the actual bushing itself, because the radius arm or trailing arm or lower control arm, I mean, there's a bazillion different names for it, but it's going to take a lot of the force from the front wheels and transfer it back into the frame. So we're going to want some gussets on it. Well, all the fab work up front is done. The Crown Vic, front end, and all the fab work. boxing plates, the lower control arm bushing mounts, reinforcement plates, that's that. Now to fix this little bit of rust on the core support. That'll be next. I'll go ahead and assemble the whole front end. I'll put the sway bar on, locate the bushings, put the rack and pinion back on. I can put my upper and lower control arms, put the coilovers in, the hubs back on, and set it on the tires, or set it on the wheels. Tuesday or Wednesday of this upcoming week, I should get all the material to fabricate my 4-link in the back. So I'll bring the rear end, I'll swap the frame around and start on the rear end back here. I'm going to do a big step notch for both sides. I'd say this cross member right here is going to have to come out. I'll be able to keep that one, but everything from here back will be gone. There'll be a big step notch on both sides. The axle will sit through here. I'll build a couple crossbars for bag mounts, and then I'm going to have to build some mounts on the frame up here for the lower arms, and then the upper arms will go from here into the inner part of the frame, which I'll probably have to box and build mounts there as well. But I went with a triangulated 4-link for the rear versus the parallel. The triangulated will keep the axle super centered, and I won't have to mess with the pan hard bar. But I won't have to mess with the pan hard bar or anything like that. So triangulated 4-links is the way to go if you have space. Sometimes you don't have space, but like I said a couple days ago, I decided against bags on the front, but I am putting these double convoluted bags in the rear. So that'll give me the adjustability in the back, just to adjust ride height, or if I pull a trailer or something or have a load in the bed, I can level it up that way. So that'll be nice, but it should give me a real smooth ride. Looking forward to that. So I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. So.